Grand Rising, brothers and sisters. You know, we have had many who have stepped to the podium, who have stepped into the war, giving their lives, giving their families lives, and eventually giving their lives up. And it always comes down to if you want revolution, if you want your honor, if you want freedom, if you want to be able to navigate your destiny. And this is important. It's important if people want to be creators, doers, shakers, investigators. I'm not just here to talk at you. I'm here to provoke you into taking a look around you and taking a look inside of you to what it is that you see. What is the facade and what is the truth? It all starts on the ground level of you. This system understands that it must operate through your agreements and your willingness. It knows that it must get you emotionally involved. It must have you initiate your children and hold them fast in beliefs that are detrimental overall to their existence. And it does it in various ways that you may not pay attention to. And that can be through food, through alcohol, through entertainment, through education, through a job. It uses every facet of operation to be your second skin. And you then move as everyone else moves. And you feel comfortable. You feel like it's alright. Everybody else is doing it. But for people who look like me, we are always under the gun. We are always targeted. We are always hunted. We are murdered, butchered, experimented upon in every facet of operations. So it is up to us to break all cycles. It is not up just to one person. Someone who may have money or someone who speaks well. It takes a variety of talents to operate and understand their purpose of what must be done, and one goal to work towards through many talents. It's important that we start to take our place on the world stage, not just because we can perform well, but because we willingly step to the stage, not because we've been placed there, because we actually have power where we stand. We actually are creating our destiny. We actually are navigating and building and laying pavement for our children. And I think this is what, we must understand. Our children are subjected to our buffoonery. They are suffering, even though they may be well fed, well dressed, and some of you may consider them to be well educated. But because we have laid down our guards, ourselves into a pig trough, we are filthy in our behaviors and in our attitudes towards ourselves, towards each other, and towards our children. This is what this system is banking on. And literally, they are banking on it. As their grasp on the world, they are attempting to get tighter. They are attempting to control you, but they must have you agree. We watch many people take the stick and we have watched an incline of heart attacks and other illnesses elevate through the roof. Again, we always have to remember what we do affects our children. It is not just about you. Our stance is important, and we have to stop falling for everything in this public. And God knows what happens in the private. But we must become more private as people. Everything can't be out on Front Street. Everything is not for the system to see. We must understand that a war is being waged against our existence as we are being harvested on all levels, from our talents to our bodies. Our women are being thrust into the sex trade along with our children. They found, I don't remember the number, but they found phalluses in a barrel being shipped to China for consumption. There were things that are happening, and those phalluses were coming out of Africa. We here in America must understand that part of what needs to happen with us is that our story is here at home. We are the descendants of our ancestors who were here. And this system attempts to lessen our claim to our homeland through immigration, through our behavior, through sex, or sexual access to other people. We kind of perceive, like relationships to be relationships and love to be love. But the system is weaponizing everything around you. And weaponizing you. Your behavior, your thoughts, how you take care of your children. Men fall into struggles when they can't take care of their family, when they can't take care of themselves. There are men who come into this war who struggle because of finances. One of the things I would urge you to do is to create war chest for people who are willing to do the work, to be the warriors, to go out and be the doers, be the connectors. We must start to use our funds, our capital, to build different structures. And as we move through this system, those who show their asses to us, meaning in racism, we should not just sue them, we should make them pay. Into schools, into our communities, make them build for the next 20 years. We should not just sue and take the money and put it into our pockets because it does not serve us. We must be willing to be creative. We must demand that these lawyers, like Crumb, be creative. Because in the system, it is amazing how many things work against you in plain sight and you don't see it in front of you, working against you. How many people work against you in plain sight who come and say they're working for you? You must be more creative in your approach of how you deal in this system and how far you are willing to go. You must extend yourself. Overall, I want our children, I want us to develop a future for our children. But again, that takes collective thought. collective participation. It takes a willingness, ideas, and you have to care about yourself. This is another thing the system has done, is stripped away about you caring, about you loving you. When they can reach in and do that, you begin to act foolishly, willfully acting foolishly. We have to get back to caring. We have to get back to loving and use it as a hammer to bang the world into what we want, into what we need, into a place of truth. And the thing about it is, I will speak highly of us. We are the only ones who can do it. We are feared because of the power we possess, of the change that we can bring. When we become the force, and we're not fragmented, we're not out on Friday nights just dancing, Saturday nights just dancing, just like they did on the plantation. The master give you a little, some pork and some cornbread, some chitlins, and some little bit of liquor, and we have a good time. It's time to break their hold on us. It's time for us to stop using, or if we use their universities, we need to use them for our benefit, not for theirs. We must flip everything. Flip everything we understand. Flip everything we see. Flip it all. If it is not benefiting us, we are not participating in it. This is the type of stance we must start to take. And stop being children. We must stand in our manhood and our womanhood. And men must be willing to do the job. Women stand beside the man. Sometimes the man will stand in front of the woman, depending on the job. Sometimes the woman will have to stand in front of the man, depending on the job. Other times they will stand shoulder to shoulder, depending on the job. This job varies. It's not a 50-50. Sometimes there'll be more weight on the man, and then other times there'll be more weight on the woman. But it is a working that is cohesive. It is meant to be. Well, with that, may your day be one of crisp clearness. And I thank you for your time.